Hi everyone, my name is James. This is a video about the Saint Laurent Paris 2013 Fall/Winter Wyatt Harness Boots. So let's get started. We'll open up the box, we'll see what's inside, and we'll work our way from there. Ta-da! Okay, these are the Wyatt Harness Boots. Wyatt is actually an umbrella term that Saint Laurent Paris uses to talk about boots that have this specific last. So it's an umbrella term referring to a specific last. The last of the boot is the shape of the outsole. So you can recognize it from the bottom, right, as well as from the top. That would be the last. And on this last, you have a 40mm heel. This 40 millimeters is about 1.5 inches. So the word Wyatt then refers to the last of the boot, which is the shape of the outsole. So then you'll have boots called the Wyatt Chelseas, the Wyatt Jodhpurs, the Wyatt Cowboys, the Wyatt Harness. All that means is that they all share the same outsole shape, but then the rest of the boot, the upper, is completely different in style. Then you have the word harness, and that's the harness on the boot, which appears on the outside and the inside of the boot. You see it here and here. And the harness is of course functional. You have to unstrap it in order to open the boot. So you pull here, and then you gotta pull out this way, and then sort of use your finger to tuck this down and pull the zip down, and that's how you open the boot. You stick your foot in, you pull the zip back up, and then you re-harness it. So putting something like this on does take a little bit more time than what you might be used to if you're slipping on and off sneakers. It's a boot after all, but I quite like the process actually of unzipping and, you know, redoing the harness and all that kind of stuff. It makes it feel like you're getting dressed up, I would say. Alright, so let's talk about why these are special, specifically these, the 2013 Ocre Wyatt Harness Boots. The fit. The shaft on these boots, which is this area here, the area that covers your ankle, is the best. The reiterations are very loose, whereas these are very narrow and they hug your ankle. So when you wear these and you stack your jeans on top, the jeans cover nicely, follow the silhouette perfectly from your, let's say, like from your knee to your calves, down to your ankle, and then to the rest of your foot. It's a seamless transition and you want that silhouette. Versus the reiterations, which have a bigger shaft, the shaft of the boot pulls at the pants, so your pants kind of stick out or protrude, creating this disconnect in your silhouette from your calves down to your ankles, down to the rest of your foot. That's one of the reasons why the 2013 collection is so highly sought after. Everything that year or that season was slimmer or skinnier, or created a better silhouette for somebody who wants things close to their body. Another aspect of these Wyatt Harness Boots that sets them apart or distinguishes them from the reiterations is of course the color. And a lot of people do love this color. They go with black jeans, they go with blue jeans, they go with no jeans. That's a joke. This is a very highly sought after color. The thing about designers is generally they don't reiterate the same exact model season after season. So they usually change the color, or they'll change some design aspect so that they're always constantly reinventing or adding something new, right? They don't want to do the same thing again and again and again. That defeats the purpose of having a creative director designing, you know, different things. Okay, moving on, there are other features that people really like from these boots. Then that's the zip. The zip is exposed on this one, whereas now you have a covered zip that's hidden by two folds of leather. So in between those two folds, that's where your zipper is. I don't know if I explained that well enough. Okay, so there are some other things here that I think boot enthusiasts like to know. The outside suggests that there is a stitch going on along the edge here, but once you stick your hand in and you feel along the edges, there is no stitch. Which means that the stitch outside here is just for an aesthetic purpose. There is no real functionality to them. The upper is most likely just glued to the outsole. And the boots are made of 100% leather, so without a shadow of a doubt, you're getting really good quality leather here. And that's another thing I kind of forgot to mention here. The Fall/Winter 2013 leather is really pristine. The leather is just gorgeous. Not to say that Saint Laurent wanted to cut corners in their reiterations, but they seem to have changed the leather that they use for these boots. And that might be for stylistic purposes. They wanted a rougher suede that looks more sensitive to touch. So after a while, this suede kind of breaks up or scuffs and looks like it flakes almost. This might be because they want the aesthetic to look more rock versus how these are more elegant in their appearance. Another difference that you'll find between the 2013 Wyatt Harness boots and the reiterations, what you might see in the store now, is that the shaft on these boots uses one piece of leather. So all around you've got one piece here, right? Versus now what you'll notice is there's a stitch that comes up because there's two pieces of leather used and stitched together to create the shaft. This probably saves production costs, because you know, if you can save more pieces of leather that you cut up and stitch together to produce shafts, then you're not throwing away pieces of leather, or that's what I think. Versus using one piece, you know, you've got to cut and use that entire piece, but whatever's left over, like small scraps, you can't use it for the shaft again. You know, you'll see stitches. Alright, so let's take you to an off-site location for some on-feet looks, and then we'll check in again here. Okay, so whether or not these work for you comes down to your personal taste and your style, right? But I find them to be quite versatile. They work with t-shirts, they work with flannels, they work with denim jackets, right, for your more casual looks, but they also work for your more dressed up looks, like if you're rocking a leather jacket or a button up in a blazer. These are going to be quite friendly with all those kinds of looks. Alright, so that's my coverage on the Wyatt Harness boots from Saint Laurent Paris, the 2013 Ocre Wyatt Harness boots to be exact. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want to know more about something that I didn't address, leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to continue our conversation. Thanks for watching.